Hello and welcome to the Untranslatable podcast. We are here recording episode 196, and today we are going to be discussing cruises. So some places, some popular cruise destinations, our overall thoughts and opinions on cruise ships, and I'm excited to see and hear what my coworker and my partner in crime has to say today. So without further ado, my good buddy Jared, what is going on, Jared?
Hello. Coworker, such an interesting term. That implies that we both do. Dude, if we work together, that would be very interesting. Mm-hmm. We are coworkers. Half of these amazing ideas come from Chad. He's also my muse, shall I say? And he's just a beautiful person. But you could see some of that love and some of that beauty on Instagram.
Yes, you can.
Untranslatable Podcast. Please follow us. Spread a little love. You could also follow us on Twitter. Untranslatable1, the number 1. We have an email address, untranslatablepodcast@gmail.com, one word. I don't know if the email address can be more than one word. And hey, give us 5-star reviews. We would greatly appreciate it. And when you do give us these 5-star reviews, we say...
Spasiba. Oh, new drop. All right, there we go. Spasiba.
Did I miss out the S? Did I miss the S? Is it Spasiba? I thought I did. Damn it.
Oh, that's great. Spasiba.
All right, well, that's what it is now.
All right, there we go.
They know what it is. They know
I can't speak Russian properly anyways, but hey, it doesn't matter.
I would like to start off the podcast with a congratulations to Grimes and Elon Musk. Grimes gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. Do you know what the baby boy's name is?
Nope.
Have you seen this? Oh,
nope.
Hell yes. Do you have Trello up?
I do, yes, sir.
All right, I'm the one who doesn't.
Okay.
I enjoy when you give me Russian words to read because it's funny. I don't really know how to do it at all. I have a name that I would like you to read. And I'm going to stick it right next to top of the show chat right now. I'm pasting it right now. Oh, perfect.
All right. Here we go. Let me refresh that page.
This is also a great time. Oh, I was going to say for my computer to freeze, but there it is. All right. There you go. Can you pronounce that for me? Pronounce Grimes and Elon Musk's son's name for me, please.
All right. 1 second here. You said it's by top of the show chat?
Top of the show chat dash the name.
Okay, hold up.
You don't see it?
Nope. No,
what do you mean
I
you
don't.
See it?
I'm refresh. Here we go.
There.
Okay.
Oh God, thank you.
Xia 12. How do you, I have no idea how
close.
How do you even say that?
What is that? That's their baby's name.
Oh God. Okay.
I can explain what it means.
Okay. It's probably some equation or something, knowing Elon Musk.
So the name that Chad is struggling to read is X space a letter that is, I'll explain what it is later, but it's an A with an E connected to it, it looks like.
Yep.
Space A-12.
12. Uh-huh.
And Grimes was gracious enough to explain what her son's name means.
Okay.
X stands for the unknown variable.
Okay.
That AE thing you see is the Elven spelling of AI, which is shorthand for artificial intelligence and translates to love in several languages such as Japanese.
Okay. And okay, yeah.
The third, by the way, Chad, don't try to make sense of this.
Continue.
You're like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. The 32-year-old, the 32-year-old then, this Grimes is 32, then shared that a part of her son's name is a reference to the couple's favorite aircraft, of course. A-12 is the precursor to the SR-71, our favorite aircraft. No weapons, no defense, just speed.
Just speed,
great
that's
in battle,
all we need, baby.
But not violent. Yeah, it explains Elon Musk in bed. He's
Need for speed.
Also, she wrote SR-17 But then Elon Musk took it upon himself to correct her and say, no, it's SR-71. It is SR-71. It's like, why would you even bother correcting? Who cares?
Because it's Elon Musk. That's why, Jared.
And then A is the number. Excuse me. A is the name. Also, A in the name also represents Archangel, which she describes as her favorite song.
Okay. And the 12 is the aircraft, right?
Yeah, that's just a reference to the aircraft.
So how do you say the name, Jared? That's what I really want to know.
Unknown variable. 12.
Is that really how you say it?
No, I don't know. No, she never said that part.
Okay.
It's very rude of these people.
That
They're
kid is
essentially
going to get teased so hard, Jared.
the only person
So
that could
hard.
have this name is someone that is never going to have to like fill out a job application.
That's true. That is very true. That's
I can't
a
have
great
that
point,
name.
Jared.
Like, hey, where's
Right.
the AE symbol? How do I put that into Google Chrome?
Right. No. Yeah. No. I didn't even think about that. Wow. That's crazy.
Have you seen that Elon Musk has been going insane on Twitter? More than usual.
Didn't it cost like Tesla $14 billion or something crazy like that?
Yeah. He said Tesla stock probably isn't worth as much as probably isn't. He said Tesla stock is probably too high. IMO.
Oh man, that's so crazy. They're just so crazy.
They also said he was going to sell all of his stuff, including his houses.
Yep, that's what I read that too. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah.
Well, Jared, I stumbled across something.
Archangel is going to live in a Tesla Model X.
That's right. That is right. Well, Jared, I stumbled across something that I thought you might like, and I have been enjoying it as well, which is I came across a list of the best German TV shows on Netflix and Amazon Prime for 2020.
I'm going to guess a lot of them are crimmies.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I haven't actually seen any of these, actually, I don't think. But anyway, so here are some of the top-rated German series or films to watch right now. So we'll start with Netflix. The first one, Jared, I think you may have heard about. It's called Dark.
Oh, yeah.
And this, fun fact, Jared, this has actually been Netflix's first ever German language production. And it's a supernatural thriller. Sorry, I can't talk today. Yeah, and so it's about, I guess, it takes place, I haven't seen it, but this is the short little summary I have here in front of me. Opens in a small German town, and a child disappears, sending 4 families in a frantic hunt for answers.
I do love that. Speaking of the German movies on Netflix, I do love that Netflix. Yeah, it's great for the the quote unquote language learners that are looking for a way to challenge themselves. But it also just is introducing me, at least, and I'm sure a bunch of other people, to whole facets of art, especially the American people that really only consume American art. Where it's like you can now watch this, you have somehow because you watch this and that, they also throw in some German or some Spanish thing that you might like too, that has subtitles or that's dubbed.
Right.
And it's really expanding people's art knowledge.
Yeah,
like
definitely. Yeah, it's great. There's a bunch of these, Jared, so I'm just going to run through these real quick.
Okay.
So I mentioned Dark. This one looks interesting. So this is number 2 on the list. How to Sell Drugs Online Fast. So it's about a German teen comedy follows a nerd named Moritz who launches an online drug business with his best friend. He soon becomes one of Europe's biggest dealers. The series is largely based on a true story, apparently, that took place in Leipzig in 2015. So there you go, Jared.
What kind of drugs are we talking? You haven't seen this show.
I don't know. I
why I'm
haven't
getting
seen
so
it.
specific.
But I have added a few of these on my list, and this next
This sounds
one
interesting to me.
Yeah, and this one I've added on my list already. It's called Babylon Berlin, and it's a thriller set in the 20s of Berlin. And so it's about a cop who suffers from PTSD, and he's aspiring to become a police inspector. And then I guess they undercover some different stuff. The next one is...
So it is, not a lot of crime stuff, so my theory is not completely right, but that was a crime show, right?
That was. And the next one is kind of a crime. I don't know if you've ever read this novel before, Jared. I've actually read the novel 2 or 3 times. It is called Das Parfüm by Patrick Süskind. And so they now have a Netflix series called Parfüm or Perfume. And it's based on this story. Have you read the book before, Jared?
I don't think so. Is there a German movie that Perry might have shown us?
Probably. We watched so many movies and stuff.
Or
very
maybe
likely.
I did read it and I just don't remember.
Right. Well, so it's about this kid who has this crazy sense of smell, and he
That seems kind of
becomes
cheesy.
he becomes a serial killer. To like he extracts the scent from all of his victims. So that's why I said that one's kind of a krimi.
That's a little. I mean, he's definitely a criminal.
Right. No kidding.
A little weird.
The interesting thing, though, that I've noticed here is a lot of these movies or series take place in Berlin, which is interesting. This next one is also in Berlin. It's called Dogs of Berlin. So it's about the murder of a famous Turkish-German soccer player leads two cops into a battle with Berlin's underworld as tensions mount throughout the city. So once again, also kind of a krimi, Jared.
Yeah. Germans love their criminal series. I mean, everyone does, but that's all. I mean, that's all Germans told me,
Right.
or German teachers told me whenever I heard about them. I was like, oh yeah, I know they're all about these.
So my next one,
Tatort, I remember that one.
Yep. Oh, that's a very, very famous one in Germany, Tatort, for sure. My next one for you, Jared, my last one for Netflix is called Skylines, and also a krimi or a crime drama that's set in Frankfurt about a hip-hop producer who has kind of been hurled into the violent world of organized crime when his record label becomes the center of a deadly drug business.
These are all very violent. Why is everything so violent?
I'm not sure. That's a great question. That's a very great question. And they continue to be violent when we move over to Amazon, Jared. I have a few from Amazon as well. The first one is a World War II miniseries called Unsere Mütter, Unsere Väter, which or Generation War in English, I guess. But this is about, as I said, it's a World War II miniseries. Where five young German friends travel throughout Nazi Germany in the war. They are the soldiers on the Eastern Front, a war nurse, an aspiring singer, and a Jewish tailor. So that's interesting with the different storylines. Well, I think it's just during that time. I'm not sure if all of them are.
Because when I heard that, I'm like, see, that's tough. That seems like it's tough for a German producer to make a show that involves sort of like humanizing Nazis back then, but it sounds like it's a ragtag group of people.
Right,
that's a weird way to put it.
It does though. It does a motley crew, as they say. This next one on Amazon. This one was the first original German series on Netflix, which follows the main character Lukas, who is a hotel manager who becomes a victim of a hacking attack. His online information is altered to implicate him as a mastermind of a cyber attack on Berlin, resulting in a citywide blackout. So he's suspected as a terrorist. He tries to find out why he's been targeted and tries to figure things out. So that looks pretty interesting as well.
Which ones are the top of your list? You're not going to watch all of them, I imagine.
I got some time, my man.
I mean, that's true.
I got some time.
What else do we have to do?
Right. Well, Babylon Berlin I want to see. I definitely want to see Dark as well. Parfüm, just because I've read the books, and I've seen there's also a movie that I've watched as well, so I'm pretty familiar with it. But one that looks really cool on Amazon that looks interesting is called Hotel Sacher, which is basically a period drama about Hotel Sacher in Vienna, beginning with a takeover by Anna Sacher after the death of her husband.
At first, I thought this was going to be about like how they came up with the cake idea.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Like,
I would watch that.
Idea.
I would watch that. I miss some good old Sacher torta, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That is for sure. This is a cool one, Jared. Although this is not my team in the Bundesliga, this is on Amazon. It's a 4-part docuseries called Inside Borussia Dortmund. Looks interesting.
Yeah,
looks interesting.
Wait, where did you say was that?
Amazon Prime?
Netflix? Oh.
Amazon Prime. Mm-hmm.
I do, yeah.
Yep.
Of course I do.
So there you go. Ooh, this is a good one too, Jared. This one looks interesting. Frauen, die Geschichte machten. Can you translate that for me, Jared? Frauen, die Geschichte machten.
Women that make history.
Women who made history, but yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this covers Catherine the Great, Queen Elizabeth, and Cleopatra, apparently. Joan of Arc, Sophie Scholl, who was like an anti-fascist protester who sadly was executed during the Nazi times. Good. Turkish for Anfänger is another popular one. And this one actually is a hit comedy in Germany, Jared. And it's been broadcast in over 70 different countries. So this one also looks pretty funny. Because, you mentioned a lot of these are dark. This one does look a bit more lighthearted, more like a sitcom type of thing. So,
Okay.
So, yeah. And also the honorable mention, of course, Jared, is, of course, Tatort, which is probably the most famous German crime series out there, which apparently is on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
So, so there
Now,
you go.
my question to myself is, if I were in a TV show watching mood, would I put myself through the work of having to decipher? And like that's a physical drain almost. And it's
Mental
like I
drain.
didn't come here to do mental drain. I didn't come here to do work,
Yeah, it's relaxing time. I got my tropical shirt on. I got the palm trees
Exactly.
behind me. You know what I'm
Broke
saying?
my chair apparently.
That's right.
That's cool.
It's because you were leaning back too far. You were too relaxed, Jared.
Exactly.
Just too relaxed.
I'm willing to break a chair for me that I don't have to study to
Right.
watch a TV show.
Now, there is a series I just started watching with my dad, which is another reason why I thought this would be kind of fun to discuss with you, Jared. I just started watching the show called Freud, which is all about Sigmund Freud. I've seen the first episode. It's fantastic.
Is it in German?
It is, yes.
Okay.
And it takes place, obviously, in Vienna. And
Is
you
that where
see,
he's from?
Yeah,
I
and
didn't-
you
I didn't
see
know that.
Freud, and you see Arthur Schnitzler. They like go to a party. It's really interesting. Really, really interesting. So check that out as well. If any of you are curious about learning German via Netflix or Prime, if you have those. If not, some of these titles are older movies you can also find
So
online
is he
for
like
free.
getting drunk all the time and always smoking a pipe or whatever it is he smokes?
Close. He does a lot of cocaine.
Cocaine.
A lot of cocaine.
Well,
man.
what year is this?
This would have been the turn of the century, so like the late 1800s, 1890s.
Were they snorting cocaine back then? Like
In
was
the-
that something they did it?
I
Wow,
mean,
he did it?
I'm no expert.
Based off of this show, I
I'm
know
no
you're not an
expert, but
Coke
in the
expert,
show,
but-
in the show, he puts it in his water or some drink.
Oh,
mixes
so
it.
that sounds kind of quaint.
Who knows? I mean, they used
It's
to
like
have
some people use
cocaine in
emergency.
Coca-Cola, so right, it's his emergency. Exactly.
All right.
So yeah, but check that out. There's a lot of really great. I think there's a ton of just great foreign language series on Netflix or Prime in general. So take a look at that.
I told you I watched Parasite
sure.
recently, the Korean Oscar
Was it
winning
good?
movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it was so good.
Is
I
it?
told you. Did I tell you how I explained? Maybe that was a text message, but it reminded me almost. And this is just a broad generalization for someone that is considering watching it. It sort of theme wise reminded me of. Or it sort of reminded me of like a Get Out, but the theme
Okay.
is not race, white and black relations.
Right,
It's,
okay.
It's class. So it's
Oh,
more.
okay.
So it's
Okay.
and they're not. Obviously they're not. I'm not saying they're doing the exact same thing they're doing in Get Out, but it's sort of a similar,
Gotcha.
similar dynamic between rich and poor.
Interesting. Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Well, Jared, I think it's time that we.
Spread a little love.
And today we need to pour one out for the great Kraftwerk co-founder Florian Schneider. Unfortunately, he has passed away at the age of 73. So we're sending lots of love to everybody out there who is a Kraftwerk fan or, obviously Florian Schneider's family and all of his friends and everyone who is close to him. So yeah, I think it's they had a lot of great music. Kraftwerk, very very famous since the I think mid 70s or early 80s. So put on some Kraftwerk, enjoy yourselves, and we want to thank Florian Schneider and Kraftwerk for all the great music they've done over the
You
years.
betcha.
And rest in peace. So yeah,
Yeah, the band was formed in Dusseldorf, my old stomping grounds.
there we go. Well, Jared, I think you know what time it is, buddy.
I do. I never get sick of this untranslatable owl signifying time for the untranslatables.
That's right.
Do you want to go
started
first
today? Sure, I'll go first. So I wanted to. for these today, Jared, I wanted to think about some places that are popular for cruises and which languages might be useful. So the ones I have today are French and Dutch, because a lot of the islands in the Caribbean, at least where I've been on cruises, French is usually an official language of a lot of countries there, as well as Dutch in some places as well. So my first one is French today, and it is Allez faire que un œuf.
Allez affaires.
C-U-I-R-E, and then un œuf.
C-U-I-R-E. Well, I know œuf is egg.
Yep.
Laissez-faire is like to let be.
So this is go cook yourself an egg.
Oh.
Go cook yourself an egg, Jared.
Oh. Is it like piss off? Hey, oi, go cook yourself an egg. Piss off.
I'll give it to you. I would say, though, this one means more like just leave me alone, which I think piss off can mean, aggressive. But it's a little bit more aggressive. Right. Yeah.
Well, that's how I roll. I'm an aggressive guy.
Slow it down, Jared. Slow it down. We're on a beach. We're chill. It's cruise time.
True. That's true. My untranslatable, well, it's funny, now that I look, I realized I forgot to actually copy over what the meaning is, but this is great because I every now and again I like to do this just to see if I can stump you.
Test yourself?
No, stump you.
Oh, uh-oh.
And if I do stump you hopefully I don't stump you this time because I have to find out what it means.
Uh-oh.
It's German. That's why I say I like to try to stump you. I forgot I didn't say that.
Sehr gut.
And it's Schmalzdackel.
So like a melted.
No.
Schmalzdackel. Like a melted dachshund, right?
Yeah, but they say greased dachshund.
Greased? A greased dachshund?
Yeah, you don't like how I say greased?
Greased. Greased. I've never heard this one. Yeah, I don't know this one.
Oh, damn it. Because you
got to look it up. Yeah, I don't know this one.
Oh, my God.
Greased dachshund. Is this like to just be like really smooth? A smooth operator?
All right, hold on. I found it, but I need to...
Grease?
Okay, I got it.
What is it?
So
give me
a greased dachshund... okay, I'm gonna try to explain it to you.
Okay.
So it's like you travel a lot, and whenever you come back from a new country, whether it be Czech Republic or when you studied abroad in Vienna or when you were in China, you always seem to come back like a greased dachshund. You always have that sort of air about you. You're like, well, I did study in Austria. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I did live in Czech Republic for...
Is it to be like hoity-toity?
Yeah, you can simplify
stuck up,
What's like
arrogant,
There
snobby?
you go. Someone that's full of himself.
Ah, full of it. Okay.
Yeah, you really sounded like a greased.
That's fair.
How do you say that? Dachshund?
Dachshund, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dachshund.
Dachshund. Uh-huh. Well, Jared, I got another French one for you. I love this one. It is Pousser dans un violon.
Violin. In something pee in the violin.
Yep, it's like pissing in a violin, Jared.
Oh wow! Hey, I got that.
Mm-hmm. Good work. Which is funny to me because I've never taken any French lessons. So the fact that I can fake it good enough that you understand me, I'm pretty happy about.
Well, I mean, pisse is that was really just a. Luckily, that's not a false friend. That's a real. That's a cognate.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pissing in a violin. Mm-hmm. So it's like easy as 1, 2, 3. Anyone can do it.
Is it easy to pee in a violin, Jared?
Oh, it's difficult? Is it difficult? I guess it's a small hole.
Is there any reason, like, why would you pee in a violin?
It's unnecessary.
Yeah, or it's useless. It's useless.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not easy now that I look. Yeah. I forgot. For some reason, I was thinking that a violin had a hole like a guitar, or something.
Ooh,
that's actually very tricky to...
Yeah. Got a little shape. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The F holes. Make pee holes.
Violins, pee holes. Do you have another untranslatable? Oh, wait, no, it's my turn.
It is your turn.
My next untranslatable is Korean, like the movie Parasite. And what is wrong with me, Chad?
What?
I have it here, and like an idiot, I just have the Korean characters.
Nice.
And I have no translation or no transmogrification.
Uh-oh.
Let me just give you a literal. All right, so I'm not gonna go pull it up. I'm sorry.
Here, let me just give you one.
But I can tell you literally. No, hold on.
Okay.
But I can tell you literally what each character means.
Okay.
Wind, particle for the object, run into, /get beaten up. That's if you literally translate the characters in it. That's what you're translating.
Okay.
But that literally means that for us English speakers to get rained on.
Oh, interesting. Okay. My last one for you today, Jared, is Dutch. Because
so you're just gonna totally skip. You're just gonna skip mine.
I
That
thought
was the.
I thought
no,
you
that
were
was the literal
explaining
to
it.
get
Sorry.
rained on. No,
To get rained on.
that was the literal
Gotcha.
to get rained on.
It's to have bad luck, right?
No.
No.
This is. I'm going to say if this does happen to you, it is, I would say, unlucky, but
Okay.
it's not to have bad luck. It's something very specific that happens to you. So think about it. To get rained on, you would think that you would be prepared in a situation where it's raining, but say you're waiting for someone and you find yourself getting rained on. It means to get stood up.
Oh, that makes sense.
To get rained on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of those days before. Well, Jared, my last one for you is Dutch, and it is let's see here. Oh, darn it. We're both okay, I think I can figure it out. Okay.
Wow.
Here we go.
This is top-notch podcasting happening.
I know, right? Al draagt en een aap een golden ring. Het is een blift een jeklik ding. Which I think means, I don't have the translation, but this is Dutch. I think it's like as if a monkey wears a golden ring.
As if a monkey wears a golden ring. Mm-hmm. Or it's like you're... it could mean not a chance in hell. I get that vibe from it.
Nope. We have one with a pig, Jared.
Oh, there's when a pig flies to mean that's never going to happen.
Nope. So you have a monkey, Jared, and you put a ring on your monkey. Is your monkey a human?
Oh, to put lipstick on a pig.
There we go. Yep,
okay.
there we go. Mm-hmm.
To put a golden ring on a monkey. That's an interesting one. I like that one. Mm-hmm. You know what? It's funny that you say that because I call cruises putting they're the golden ring on monkeys of travel. Where it's like no matter
what makes you say that, Jared?
No matter how much you can glitz it up or how much you can bedazzle it, it's still a shitty way to travel in my opinion. Now, let me be clear, Chad.
Watch yourself, Jared. Watch it. I like
Let me
my
be
cruises.
I can tell by your shirt choice and your background. If you watch this on YouTube, you can see that Chad
That's
is.
I'm on a cruise right now, Jared.
Yeah, he's
What
on a
up?
blurry cruise right now.
That's right. Yeah, you know, my camera, the internet connection's not great here, Jared, on the island I'm currently
No, that's true. That's true.
relaxing
I
on.
That is very true. I mean, it's even impressive that you have the ability to do this podcast right now.
Oh, I know, man. I had to haul out all my recording gear onto the beach.
Hey.
I only have 2 hours when we're docking, so it's cutting it really close with this podcast. We're doing it for you people, and that's right. We're here to talk about cruises.
I wish I somehow had like a seagull sound or something that I could do. Oh, there we go. I do have one. Now let me be clear. I want to approach this objectively. I started off shitting on cruises a little bit, calling it the monkey with a ring on of travel. But I would like to. I'm not going to say I want to be convinced that it's great, but I want to look at the positives of it. I want to look at why it's terrible, and I want to talk about some of my problems that I have with it personally, not literally.
Now, first off, though, Jared,
I want to hear about some real life experience first.
Yes, you read my mind. Yeah. Well, all right. So since you asked me first,
I didn't realize that's what you're gonna say.
Yeah,
we are
great minds think
simpatico.
alike. We are.
Well, I'll go first because mine's quick.
Okay.
I've been on one cruise,
Quick and dirty.
it was it was a Disney cruise, and I was
Did you wear the
quite
Mickey Mouse
young.
ears the whole time? I really
Not
hope
the
you
whole
did.
time.
Okay.
Not the whole time. But it was required when you were outside of your room.
That's fair. That is fair.
There was a guy that
And
really was
only
serious
smiles
about
as well. You're not allowed, you know.
it. Oh yeah.
You don't have smiles, you gotta go back to your cabin. Anyway,
my
so you were
gosh.
on a Disney cruise. Where'd you
I
go?
was quite young. I don't remember how young how old I was. I went to one of the Bahamas islands, one of the Saints.
Okay.
We started in Miami.
Okay.
And we were the cruise was probably maybe 3 days to get there, 3 days to get back. This is just
Okay.
what my memory
Okay.
is. I could be totally
Sure.
wrong. And then and much like you said, we spent like 3 hours in the Bahamas. And you
Yep.
know what I remember most, even more than the cruise,
What's that, Jared?
is in the Bahamas, the sort of rushed feeling that we had. And as a child,
It's a weird feeling, yeah.
because I was a full on child. I wasn't a teenager or anything.
Right.
I remember hearing how much time we had and hearing that if we don't get back, the ship's gonna leave without us. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this might have been some of my first experience with anxiety.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're gonna get trapped
No
on this
kidding.
island.
Yep.
while we looking at this capuchin monkey, let's get going.
Ooh,
But
excuse me.
I do remember that there were, obviously Disney cruises are sort of themed towards children and families,
Right.
And so there were definitely a lot. I remember during the day having a lot of time that I spent with my sister and kid groups, sort of like
Right.
a summer camp on the sea kind of thing during the day. So now
Did
I think
you-
about it, it's
did
just
you
an excuse
talk
for my
like a
parents to get rid of
pirate?
us. I'd be surprised. Now, one thing that you would not be surprised to learn about me is that Jared today, this Jared you see before you in 1080p, looking aged
Real
and
good.
quarantined, is the exact same Jared you got all through my childhood. So there were probably
So
not a
what
lot
you're
of talking
saying
happening
is
in
you've
general.
been essentially a 20-something-year-old man for most of your life, is what you're telling me. Okay.
Yeah. The
I'll
reason I
buy
don't
it.
remember most of this trip as this childhood trip is because I was drinking excessively.
Slamming all those tasty Caribbean or Caribbean,
Someone
depending how
might
you say it,
have-
rum
oh.
drinks. There you go.
Dude, people have been joking about Elon Musk and Grimes' kid's name, obviously on Twitter. And
Right.
there's this one where it's like, hey, blah blah blah's name, come down for breakfast. And it was a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. In the bowl there was a Flintstone chewable, mushrooms, a tab of acid,
Nice.
a bar of Xanax, and then milk.
I mean, you got to top it off with milk. That's for sure,
But
Jared.
yeah, anyway, what I'm saying is that I don't have much memory of it, except I do
Okay.
have a vivid memory
How
of
was the
that sort
food?
of. I was a kid, I was just eating kids stuff. I don't think I had a
Chicken
refined
tenders.
enough palate to even care about that
Spaghetti.
stuff. It's like as long as they had, as long as they
Pizza.
had the basics, and obviously. Sort of rules of eating were kind of out the window, and it's just you eat whatever you want.
Oh yeah. That's the dangerous thing about cruises, Jared. I've been on 2 cruises. First one, I think I was 10. The other one I was, I think, 13 or 14. First one was a Carnival cruise, and we went to, where did we go? We went to Ocho Rios, which is in Jamaica. We went to Playa del Carmen, which is in Mexico. I forget the other island. And then when I was older, 14, we went to the Caribbean with Princess Cruises. Princess was way better than Carnival. Way, way better.
So Carnival Carnival still has a terrible reputation.
They're kind of like the Spirit, I feel like, of cruises. not
Are they
gonna
really?
lie.
Is that true?
I think so. I mean, that's the vibe I get.
I did not know that. So there's Carnival, there's Princess, there's
There's
a
one
bunch.
that's
I'm not-
above Princess too, like Royal something, or I forget.
Oh, yep, that is
But
one.
there's like
That is-
Royal Caribbean. Yeah, I
Yep.
think that's the one.
Yeah, I've heard of that before.
But
And
it's
that's
interesting
like-
though
that's
too,
the fancy
Jared,
one.
because as Americans, at least for me, when I think of a cruise, I immediately think of like the Caribbean, because a lot of Michiganders go to Florida. You go from the port in Florida, and it's very easy to hit those islands. I've been to St. Martin, St. Thomas. Where else? St. Martin, St. Thomas, Jamaica.
So
Mexico.
can we do some? This is one of my favorite games.
Uh-oh.
Could we do some free association?
Oh, yes.
The theme is obviously cruises.
Yep.
And I just want to go back and forth on words that come to mind when you think of cruises.
Okay.
I'll
Sun.
start. Okay, you start.
Sun.
Ocean.
Waves.
Pools.
Alcohol.
Caribbean.
Beach.
Buffet.
Blue water.
Shows.
Ice cream machine. Or froyo machine, either or. Or
Okay.
both.
Casino.
Let's see here. Like kids club. There's usually some type of teens or kids club.
Yeah. Small rooms. Not hotel rooms. Small rooms.
I mean a cabin laddie. But yeah, okay.
Small quarters, excuse me.
Formal dining, because I think some nights they have like formal dining. Because I remember, I think the second cruise, I was definitely suited up for a couple dinners.
Oh, I would love to see a small
Yep.
suited up Chad.
Yep.
I have one for you.
Okay.
Kid Rock.
What?
I think
Does he
Kid
own
Rock.
a cruise line?
No, he doesn't own a cruise line. Oh, you didn't know this? He
No,
has
what?
but he like a lot of celebrities. We'll talk about that a little bit more because I have a whole
Okay.
thing about themed cruises. But
Okay.
there's these themed cruises, and a big part of it is like some celebrity teams up with some cruise line.
Okay.
and they like like Kid Rock or some other washed up artist will go.
Okay.
will go on a cruise and like perform, but also like party or hang out with the guests. And if you look up Kid Rock cruise pictures, it looks like the trashiest.
Sounds like fun. Oh, I'm seeing this right now. Oh man. Sign me up,
Yes.
Jared. Sign me up.
A lot of tramp stamps, a lot of Bud Light, a lot of Confederate
Kid
flags.
Rock's chillin', the most flying high island jam, May 6th to May 10th,
I mean, it looks like a good
2019.
time.
Punta Cana, Dominican
He does it
Republic.
every year. Yeah, he does
Yep.
all the. It's been going on
of
for a
course,
while.
of course, a stupid Confederate flag, of course.
Oh, really? I was just making.
Yeah. Oh God.
Of course,
Okay.
it's a Kid Rock cruise.
Yeah. No kidding.
It's not a Kid Rock cruise without a Confederate
kidding.
flag.
I will say this though, Jared. My opinion on cruises has obviously changed pretty significantly due to the current circumstances. For those of you listening to this in the future, we're recording this in 2020 during the coronavirus pandemic, and those cruise ships, man, you get a couple people on there that are infected.
Yeah, they're a petri dish.
Yep.
I mean, they're
Yep.
a petri dish outside of pandemic times.
Oh, yeah. Well,
this is not just a pandemic thing.
And I got sick on the first cruise we went on. There
So-
was some bug going around on the ship. I got sick. My dad got sick. And that's the thing with cruise ships, Jared, is it's all it takes is a couple people because, you have the same staff working on the ships. If they get ill and a cook
Yeah.
gets ill, it can spread really fast.
There was a terrible chlamydia outbreak on the Kid Rock cruise last year. It was tragic. So it's not really that the cruise ship itself is inherently a unhygienic or not well cleaned place per se. It seems like it's more that it's just like everyone is in such confined quarters.
Oh, yeah, it's very tight.
That it's like that. You see those graphs now during the COVID-19 outbreak where it's like, what happens if we don't socially distance in one person and then it like spreads through the globe? Like that would happen. Like you can do that in a week on a cruise ship.
Oh, easily. Yeah, absolutely.
So I could definitely understand that.
Right.
And I don't want to fully shit on this cruise lifestyle because there is something to just like
it's fun. It's
fully
relaxing.
letting loose, accepting.
yeah.
The good thing about most cruises, any cruise I would go on, let's put it that way, is you're essentially definitely open bar. I mean, yeah, you're paying for it, but
Right.
Food
Get
in a
your
lot of these
money's worth,
places
Jared.
are buffets.
Yep.
And so there is the comfort of that flat fee that comes along with a lot of them, where it's like I'm going into this and I get everything taken care of, and I work hard at some 9-to-5 job that I don't give a shit about. This is hypothetical, by the way. I love my job. And this is my one time to dump my kid, to go on a vacation with my kids, but dump them in some kids club playpen. Where then I can go get hammered all day and watch Kid Rock perform or whatever. I don't think Kid Rock cruise has kids on it. I don't think they're that
probably not
that terrible.
Probably not.
But
you never know. But yeah, that's true. The interesting thing about cruise ships too, Jared, is the entertainment as well. I think a lot of cruise ships kind of have some fun stuff to do. It is kind of fun, meeting new people on the cruise ship. Everyone, at least with my experience, everyone's in a pretty good mood. Hard to be in a bad mood when you got beautiful sun coming down and you're enjoying
heavy
yourself.
Intoxication on these cruise ships too.
Especially me when I was 14, man. Whoo, watch out.
Yeah, but all kids need is like a third Sprite to get them going.
That's fair. That is true. You're gonna be such a great dad, Jared. You really are. Anyways, yeah, cruises are definitely.
I'm going to be a great dad because I'm not going to expose my children to cruise.
You're not going to take them to the Kid Rock cruise. I'm so disappointed in you, Jared.
Yeah, no, that's going to be my lesson to them on racism. It's like, hey, we're going to go on a Kid Rock cruise once, and that's going to be your. Yeah, it's 10 years old. You're going to get your full lesson on slavery, white privilege. We're just going to do it all in a 1 week trip of debauchery and shots.
There you go.
Okay.
So, Jared, you mentioned though, it wouldn't be a cruise you would go on. I'm curious, what would be some cruises you would want to go on?
See, what has in recent time sort of changed my idea of cruises is much like most things. It's location.
Sure, of course.
It's not even really, at least for me personally, the location of as in the ship. It's like where you're going. So I don't like the idea of there's some that I'm sure do longer dockings and stuff, but I don't like the idea of these short dockings. I don't want my trip to be the journey. I want my trip. I want to get there and do the stuff at the destination and see the destination. Because to me, one of my favorite parts about traveling is seeing the place and exploring a new location, not just drunkenly getting there and listening to
Jimmy
Born
Buffett
in the USA or whatever. Jimmy Buffett's a great example too. I listened to Margaritaville for the 48th time.
Right.
Rest in peace, by the way. Didn't he recently die?
Did he? I'm not sure.
Did he not? Oh,
I have no idea.
I'm not a huge Buffett head.
Me either.
Where
even
I
though
get
my
interested,
shirt would say otherwise today.
Back to what, between the laid back vibe shirt and that Tommy Bahama.
All
Hawaiian
I need is a
shirt
margarita, dude, and I'd be set.
I like the idea of going to the places that I might not want to stay in. So maybe going to like I've heard about these Alaskan cruises.
That would be cool.
Alaska, it would be a beautiful place to visit. I've seen pictures of it. It looks gorgeous. And I think they sort of figured out the whole dodging icebergs at this point. And
probably safe to say that, yeah.
And Alaska, in my mind, is not a place where I'd have much interest in exploring from the land. Because, it's beautiful, but the places that these cruises are taking you are pretty remote. It's not like there's a city to explore. It's not like there's many great hotel options to stay at there. So I do like the idea of that. And I do like the idea of, I don't know, something about, though, just like, because listen, if I'm on a cruise, I'm going to be drinking too much. I'm going to be... obviously sitting down most of the time or lying down on one of those beach chairs most of the time because that's what you do on a cruise.
That is what you do.
That does not interest me. It just does not interest me. So maybe I would do it if someone was really somehow forcing it on me and if I didn't have to pay for it. And I was going to visually seeing someplace cool. Now, the Caribbean is obviously gorgeous.
Yep.
But I don't know. I feel like the I don't know. I feel like the Caribbean is easier to see in a sense. There's not the Caribbean specifically. There's more beaches than there are like Alaska accessible sort of tundras.
Well, as somebody who has been on a couple Caribbean cruises. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely worth the rest and relaxation if that's what you're going for. The beaches are nice. Clear water is great. What are your thoughts, though, Jared, on a like a Danube River cruise or a Rhine River cruise going through Europe?
But those are those just as long as like a ocean cruise, or would those be
I think it depends. You can get a couple days. You can get like a week long. I'm sure there's all sorts of different packages.
See, that might interest me more because then I imagine if you do it that way, there's a longer. You can stay in a city for longer.
Right.
So maybe if we did it that way, or you and I
Are
doing
we going
this?
on a trip? Cool. All right, let's do it. Kid Rock Cruise 2021. Let's do it.
Dude, listen. I mean, I don't know if I want to visit you and if you go to middle of nowhere Russia, but I don't know. Maybe I would. I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
There are some cool Asian cruises though, Jared, as well.
I think I would be down for
Singapore.
I think back to your Danube though, and something like that. I would, or even like Rhine River, or even maybe something through like the Netherlands. If you could do like if you weren't sleeping on the ship, and maybe well, no, that's more expensive though. I would like to like spend a night or at least a full day in each of these places though.
Yeah,
I don't want to
too.
spend 2 to 4 hours.
Right. I think the only way I would be able to do that is if I had been to that place before.
And if we're doing that, it's on a smaller scale in the sense that we're going through multiple cities in Austria and Germany and Hungary, for example.
Right.
Not just a straight shot across the ocean to some island that you're going to stay at for a few hours, then a straight shot back.
Right. I think, an island has something different to offer than like a city. For sure.
Now, would you have something you want to say?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Please.
I have a couple places in Europe that are considered some of the most beautiful European cruise destinations. Number one,
I
Jared,
want to let you do this because after that I want to talk about some attractions on cruises.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'll go through this real quick. So the number one, which I was surprised by this,
please.
Is Madeira, Portugal. So this is considered one of the most beautiful islands in Europe. It's a beautiful destination for nature lovers, especially bird watchers and hiking enthusiasts as well. So Madeira, Portugal is number one. Number two,
Where do you? That's the destination?
yeah, yep.
Okay. So you
number
can leave
two,
from
second most
various
popular
places.
in Europe is Dubrovnik, Croatia. So this is a medieval city, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. And then you can take a day trip to Montenegro, to Sveti Stefan, which I think is a church. I could be wrong. And there's a lot to discover in Dubrovnik. Number three, Jared, is Athens, Greece, which would be a great place to visit. Number four, Kotor, Montenegro. So Kotor is, I guess, one of their main, their big thing economically is tourism. And I can see why. It's like this beautiful river with mountains surrounded by it in this gorgeous city. Barcelona, Spain is our number five.
Okay. The Portugal one sounds interesting to me. I like Barcelona because you're arriving in a major city. Oh, excuse me, Barcelona. I almost tripped over my tongue there. Because you're arriving in a. This has been a weird episode. Because you're arriving in a major city. That really appeals to me.
That is a plus.
And the European one in general appeals to me a more because I just feel like there's more happening when you arrive than if you arrive to a Caribbean island or something like that. You're going to a beach, but it's like you were on a moving beach for the past 3 days already.
Also,
now, obviously,
point.
a real beach is much nicer, but it's like but you're going to the much
beach.
That's a fair point.
Depends
but if you're
on the
going
beach.
on a cruise, you'd think that they just drop you off and be like, come back in 22 hours.
Fun fact for you, Jared. Princess cruise lines, they have their own like private islands. So a lot of times they take you to those, and those are pretty nice.
This is starting to. We're getting into my big problem with cruises even more. But
Which is what? Let's hear it.
No. We'll get to that. That because I'm still not convinced that cruises aren't for me.
Okay.
I still think there might be a future for cruises in my life, I want to talk about some of the attractions.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
That some of the top attractions that you'll find on a cruise.
Magic shows.
Sure. Now there's all that stuff. Now, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about like a activity. Now,
let's hear
obviously, we'll talk about that too. By the way, don't
rock climbing.
And that they do have that. They definitely do have that. I'm not
Yoga.
even sure if that's one of the ones I was gonna bring up. But they have yoga classes, of course.
Ice skating.
Interesting. Now that's interesting. See, now you're really pushing the envelope here.
That's right.
I don't know about ice skating. Would you want to ice now? They have it. Yep, they have it.
Yep,
of course
they do have it.
The Royal Caribbean Liberty of the Seas has an ice skating rink on board. Now,
that just seems just like why?
What sort of fucking asshole is getting onto a Caribbean cruise to go ice skating?
This guy.
You are the worst person I've ever met. And I don't want to be friends with someone getting onto a cruise. You get out of this little ice skating rink. How else am I
going to teach you how to play hockey on a cruise, Jared?
You get out of this little ice skating rink.
You never know when there will be an impromptu hockey match.
Oh, man. Yeah. This is, I mean, it's coming from Norway. They're starting in Norway. There's a lot of competitive hockey players.
Exactly.
On this thing. The idea of being in the sun. No, first of all, being in your congested tiny room, eating a 16-course breakfast, going out into the pool and sitting by the sun, then going for an hour ice skate, then going back for a 14-course lunch, and then sitting by the sun and getting hammered. Don't forget
then another night skate as well too. While you're
that is just disgusting to me. And then you arrive in St. Thomas for 2 hours,
which is an awesome island, by the way. I loved St. Thomas.
Let's talk about attractions that don't make me physically angry.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't want to ice skate on a cruise ship. Although it is
Kid Rock concerts. That's another really really good cruise attraction.
That's a whole different theme that we'll get. That's a whole different part that we'll get to.
All right.
Is the performance aspect of it. The sky ride. Take a ride on the closest
roller coaster.
The closest thing to an actual roller coaster at sea on Carnival Cruise Line Skyride.
That sounds like such a terrible idea for so many reasons.
Skyride found on the Carnival Vista. That might be the same one that has the... Oh, that's a different one. No, that's a different one. That's a different one. That's the Liberty. Ride an open-air bicycle-like vehicle around an 800-foot-long track built atop this ship at speeds of up to 18 miles per hour. Race your friends while taking in panoramic views of the seas 150 feet below one of the best cruise ship attractions. 100 feet of the sea. Oh, so you go under the ship too.
Oh, wow.
Part of it
That's
goes
crazy.
Under the ship. And I'll say this, in the picture, there are 2 people in it that look like they could be my great-great-grandparents. The Flow Rider. The Flow Rider is exactly what you would think. You've seen it before. A lot of people have seen it before. Not that
Apple
impressive.
bottom jeans? Boots with a fur?
It's a strip club. No. It's it's just one of those automated surf machines. You know, where it's I know what you're talking about. That shoots water at you.
That'd be fun, yeah.
Simulates the wave.
That looks painful when you fall.
Oh, have you seen the videos?
I've seen the wipeouts.
It looks painful.
Looks very painful.
Now, this one caught my fancy. As a car nerd, as a Formula One fan, the Norwegian cruise line Joy has a go-kart racetrack. Take a spin on a 2-level Ferrari-branded go-kart racetrack in the middle of the ocean on the Norwegian cruise line Joy. For the first ever racetrack at sea, 10 passengers at a time will compete in electric go-karts throughout an 833-foot-long course. Now, there are like thousands of people on a cruise ship, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know, 10 people? How long is that line?
That's got to be a long one.
Probably do it like once if you're lucky.
Right. No kidding.
And of course, there are a bunch of water parks. Carnival has a... do you like water parks?
They're okay.
I don't like water parks on land. I cannot imagine a water park on a cruise ship.
On a ship?
My problem with water parks is that they are just inherently so disgusting to me. walking around the floor is always so disgusting. You see the people walking barefoot. I was like, bro. I'm like, and then the wave pool, the lazy river,
Turds floating in the lazy river.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but I was gonna say you're bound to find at least a few band-aids in a lazy river and a wave pool. So the idea of a water park doesn't really interest me. Ripcord by iFly, you know those things where you're in a tube,
like a zip line or. No.
Okay. You're in like an air tube. One of those things where you like catch money in on a game show, but it has like a super powerful fan from the bottom, and you can sort of fly and float. Fly in place. Yeah,
that's pretty fancy.
It's all any of these interesting you, by the way? Are any of these interesting you?
I'm going, man, to relax and to maybe watch some.
I got one more for you.
Okay,
I hear you. This is all sort of bullshit to me. There is a rock climbing wall, by the way. You're right.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of giant water, really cool water slides that span the entire ship and obstacle courses and all that stuff. Now, this one is just lunacy. This is the last one I want to talk about as far as attractions. Then real quickly, I want to talk about some of the themed ones, because I think you'll get on board with some of these themed ones. But
great. Let's do it.
The Norwegian breakaway plank. Ultimate thrill seekers can find.
Is it like falling off the plank on a pirate ship, matey?
That's exactly what it is. Ultimate thrill seekers can finally confront the threat of walking the plank without heading to Davy Jones' locker. Davy Jones' locker is disgusting. I've seen it before. He doesn't clean that. It's all of his old gym
How'd you
clothes.
come back? What tricks do you have up your sleeve there? I don't know about, Jared.
Listen, we'll save that for off the podcast. It's a ropes course, but part of it involves this plank that extends 8 feet over the side of the ship and provides a taste of what mutineers might have faced. Fortunately, they have also included a safety harness. So it is a ropes course.
Okay.
So much like any ropes course, you have a harness and you're all strapped in, but you're walking 8 feet off the side of a cruise ship in the middle of the damn ocean.
Yeah, it sounds a little scary.
Now, I understand how harnesses work, and I understand that they're essentially foolproof. I get uncomfortable doing a ropes course, walking off the side of a ship where if anything does go wrong, there's the slight chance that they'll be able to save you. No, that's a firm no. And this is oh my god. Now
what's scarier, Jared? The plank or the Kid Rock cruise?
All right, listen. I'll walk the plank without the harness if I don't have to go on the Kid Rock cruise.
Okay, fair enough.
Listen, the Kid Rock cruise honestly sounds like a lot of fun if you're white. But for me, as a black person, I can't expose myself to this many Confederate flags. I can't do it.
Yeah. I
would
feel weird there too.
Call me crazy, but being surrounded by Confederate flags makes me a little uncomfortable. But I completely understand the appeal. I'm not even gonna lie; it sounds like fun. But I feel like I can get you on board real quick. Let me try to win
with
us
Confederate flags.
Do you have anywhere to be, by the way? Because
no, you're good.
Because I want to try to win you back over.
Okay.
But I need to tell you about the biggest problem with cruise ships that I have.
Okay, what is it?
I'm not. No. I'm going to win you back over first. The biggest. See, Chad. Unlike you, I know how to tease. I know how to tease. I don't just give it away. We'll get to that. The biggest problem with cruise ships. Do you think you know what it is? Can you guess?
Diarrhea.
I'll let you guess. No. All right, let's go. Let's talk about some of these themed cruises. Would you go on a Walking Dead cruise? So they had some of the cast of.
Nope.
There's no zombies attacking you. Okay.
Nope. Don't want any zombie attacks, sure.
No. Now, all right. You get to meet some of the cast, by the way, but I understand. I'm not a big fan of The Walking Dead.
I didn't watch the show.
I'm not a fan of really any. You know what? The only show I might be convinced to go on a cruise of is a show that I just started watching. You convinced me to watch it, Midnight Gospel. I might go on a Midnight Gospel cruise, but Pitbull's After Dark Party cruise. You get to meet Mr. 305. Well, at this point, he's Mr. Worldwide.
That's
Mr.
true.
C-Wide.
That's right.
He's there. He's doing concerts, Q&A sessions, a lot of hot
uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Hip shaking ladies.
Nice. Sounds good to me. Sign me
Okay.
up.
I'm kind of into that one. I'm not going to lie.
Sign
I
me
have
up.
no interest in Pitbull, but it sounds like a good time.
Would be fun.
Star Trek cruise? No.
Nope.
That's going to be a pass
Nope.
for me. That sounds boring as hell. Comic-Con cruise?
No, also no.
Now, this
also
one,
no.
I got you.
Okay.
Warped Rewind cruise. Mainstream punk fans rejoice. The first ever Warped Tour cruise is slated for the 2017 holiday weekend. And Emo Nights
Nope.
are only the Hold on. Are you not a fan of Good Charlotte?
Nope.
Simple Plan?
Not really.
The Starting Line?
Nope. Never heard of it.
Okay, me neither. I thought you'd be into that sort of thing.
If it was Blink 182 and Sum 41 and other groups like that, then for sure I would do
yeah,
that.
I think those guys are maybe not
AFI.
41, but Blink 182 is definitely way too successful to put themselves into something,
fair.
like this. Now
I'll stick with
now,
my Kid Rock cruise, Jared.
Now you mentioned food. Chef Jacques Pepin Cruz. He's a famous celebrity French chef, and he has his own where he hosts like a cruise where obviously he does obviously he's great chefs. He invites Julia. What's her last name?
Julia.
Oh, wait, is it Julia Child? But including Julia and Jacques cooking at home with Julia Child. He had Julia Child on his cruise. That's a big deal. She's a very famous. Have you heard of Julia Child?
Nope.
She's one of the most famous like TV chefs out there. 80s cruise sounds like a lot of fun. I'd be into that one. NASCAR cruise. I don't know about that.
Yeah, partner.
I'd rather go on a. Although
Kid
that
Rock
one
cruise?
probably does have a some sort of go-kart situation involved.
Probably better
Now-
than 10 go-karts.
I bet you I could find one of those themed cruises that might fit me. Now imagine like maybe like Coachella on a cruise. I might be able to get into.
That'd be fun. I mean,
Childish
they have
Gambino,
tons of cruises like
Steve
that. or they
Aoki.
used
I'm just
to.
making up
Right.
popular people that would be on it. Something a little more present, popular.
Untranslatable
But I think the problem
podcast.
is, yeah, we'll do a couple shows. Hit us up. Disregard the fact that I've been talking slight shit about a lot of cruises, and I'm about to tell you my biggest problem that's probably going to keep me from ever going on a cruise ship ever in my life.
Which is?
The pollution.
Oh, that's true. There is a lot of pollution.
Cruises are the worst thing to ever happen to this world. First of all, they use a specific fuel.
Really worse than flying?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
First of all, flying. Well, yeah, of course. Flying gets you. There's no way flying is going to create as much waste as a cruise.
That's true.
Just
Yeah,
as
that's
human
true.
waste and fuel, because
Right.
a flight is just immediate. Is a 5 hour or 5 hour. I don't know where I got that from. At the
23
most, 20
hours, Jared. We talked
exactly.
about that.
At the most, a 20-hour situation, and you're going straight there, and no way you're producing as much food, waste. Right. But they also use a fuel that is ships use a fuel that's more carcinogenic than your average fuel. And I have just a few stats, just three that are going to explain.
2, 1.
Simply going to explain why I hate cruise ships. In France, 10% of the air population in the port of air pollution in the port city of Marseille can be directly contributed to the shipping industry. In the United Kingdom, local environmental groups have demonstrated that a single cruise ship can emit as much pollution as 700 trucks and as much particulate matter as 1 million cars.
Dang, that's pretty crazy.
There's an estimated that there are more than 300 cruise ships operating around the globe, by the way. I said 4 facts then. It is estimated that over 50,000 Europeans. It is estimated that over 50,000 Europeans die prematurely every year as a result of shipping-based pollution.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Those are just a few of the facts that I just pulled quickly earlier today.
Yeah,
but
I think
I could go on and on. It's destroyed. It's unnecessary. Like
It's
the
very
gluttony
luxurious. Exactly.
Yes.
Gluttony is a better term than luxurious. I would say.
And it's so interesting because it's a gluttony on all levels. It's a gluttony of food alcohol that we talked about, of activities. You're just
for
bombarded with every activity you can imagine for these days. It's a waste, just physical human waste. They say that each human produces about 7 to 8 pounds of waste per person per day on a ship.
That doesn't
There's
surprise
thousands of
me.
people on a
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah.
And it's just I can't.
I don't know about thousands.
Okay, hundreds to 1,000 people
Yeah.
on a ship. I can't get behind that. I can't do it.
Right.
It's not worth it to me.
Yeah, I think there are more
rather
efficient
get
ways
to
to
the-
travel and see stuff.
I have, most people have very specific things they like about a trip. And I
True.
would say that in most ways you can do it better by going to a location
And cheaper.
that is specifically focused on that thing. So if
Right.
you're into amusement parks, some of the, Cedar
Right.
Point,
Ice skating
Six
when
Flags,
it's sunny outside.
There's you're
Rock.
the devil. Kid Rock does concerts all the time.
Check
there's
your
some of
county
the-
fair listing.
Some of the greatest amusement parks are not on a ship. Obviously, some of the greatest concerts are not happening on ships.
Right.
Food,
That you
some of
know
the
of,
greatest
Jared.
food in the world, you can specifically find, go to the location of the food you want.
Right.
And so I can't get behind it.
I will
Can't
say
get
this though,
behind it.
Jared, just to try to balance some negative with some positive. I do
Okay,
think cruises
please.
are a good way to see quite a few places in a short amount of time that you wouldn't see probably otherwise. Now
That's true.
you could,
That's
know,
true.
because especially traveling, in the ocean, because it's like, are you really going to rent a boat yourself and travel around the ocean? Because I sure as hell am not. That's
Yeah,
how
that
that's
would
how
definitely
Chad
be more
disappears
expensive.
from the Untranslatable podcast forever, because he got in a ship with no sailing skills. Thankfully, I got my cruise ship right behind me, so I'm safe and sound. But I don't have to
Exactly.
worry. So yeah. Well, Jared, I think we've covered quite a bit on cruise ships. Now let's talk about our song of the pod for today, which
Yes.
is by an artist from Trinidad, Michael Montano, and the song is called "I Love You." And the reason why I picked this song today, Jared, is I wanted some good island vibes, because at least when I think of cruises, I think of that kind of upbeat music and islands and beautiful
Sure.
ocean. And so tell me what are your thoughts on the song, Jared?
It is that. It's very upbeat. It's very happy. It makes me feel good. I can't speak for everyone.
Right. Yeah, you can, Jared. This is the Untranslatable
It makes
podcast.
every single human on this earth feel good.
That's right.
Because it makes me feel good. At first, I wanted to do a different song of the pod that you actually recommended as well,
Yep.
and you insisted at the last minute, no, we got to change it. This is
Yep.
what we got to do.
Stay
And at
tuned for
first
our
I
next
was like,
episode for the other one,
yes.
people.
First, I was bummed. I was like, I loved your choice. But then I heard it. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yep.
He's got, as you said, those island vibes. It's very positive. I love the message, not to sound like a nerd. But
You sound like a nerd, but you're spitting the truth, Jared.
I struggle to feel my feelings to other people. I can feel
And
them. No,
shout
I'm actually
it.
pretty good at feeling my feelings. I struggle to
Express your feelings.
express my feelings. Thank you. I don't even know the word. And
Because you're
this
having
just-
trouble expressing your feelings, Jared.
And this just does remind me specifically, everyone on this earth, excuse me, that hey, appreciate the people that
Oh,
deserve to
absolutely.
be appreciated, and don't take them for granted.
That's right. And
And
I
tell them I
appreciate
love
you,
you.
Jared. I love you very
Chad.
much, buddy.
And I
Also,
love the listeners that choose to give us a
That's true.
5-star review.
Oh, you better believe it.
Pajolsta.
So check this song out on our Song of the Pod playlist on YouTube. I Love You,
You
by
betcha.
Michael Montano. It's a great song. If you don't bob your head or dance to this, please let us know, because we need to get you in contact with a medical professional to help you find your soul.
Yeah.
So check that out. And it's definitely a good one. So my foreign word of the pod today, Jared, is Russian. Still trying to learn Russian. My Cyrillic reading is slowly but surely improving. But Jared, I want, as usual, for you to try to read this for me before I say it. I will tell you, Jared, that first letter is a P sound.
That's funny. I'm looking at it. Oh, is that like pi? Is that representing pi or something?
Maybe, you never know.
I look. The funny thing is, this word is easier to read than Elon and Musk's son's name.
That's true. That is true.
It's in Cyrillic. Pirish.
Not bad, actually. Pliash.
Pliash. I do remember that Space Invader makes the sh sound, is
Yep.
it? Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, very good. Yeah, so the L is that little kind of. Also, the P and the L look kind of similar. But yeah. So, anyways,
the P looks like a pie, and the L looks like a pie where they messed up the
has
left
like
side.
a foot.
And you see,
exactly.
I still couldn't help myself but look at that backwards R and try to apply my
it's
English
not an R.
logic to it.
Yeah, pliash. That's a ya sound. So
Yeah,
anyways, and
okay.
that means beach. So Russian word of the
Beach.
pod for beach. So at least when I think of cruises, I definitely think of beaches. And, Jared, I think cruises can be a fun way to travel. I do think at least they can be very expensive, very overpriced. But if you do want to see a lot of places in a small amount of time, and you want to do that via a giant ship where you can eat copious amounts of food and drinks, then a cruise might be just the thing for you.
You betcha. I would agree. And I just want to quickly say, I thought I was right, and I was right. Russian and French are false friends as far as beach goes. In
Really?
French, it's plage.
Okay,
So
interesting.
that's quite similar.
Yeah.
I would say that. I would say that's
and
a
playa in
cognate.
Spanish as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wonder how
interesting.
that-
Very
how do these
interesting.
overlaps happen? Why is it these random
We
words?
got to get a language etymologist on here to
Yeah,
answer
that's
that
above
question
me.
for you. That's above my pay grade too. Trust me,
Yeah.
buddy. That is for sure. But anyways, let us know what your thoughts are on cruises, what cruises you like, or some destinations you would like to visit at untranslatablepodcast@gmail.com. Slide into our DMs on Twitter, untranslatable1, the number 1. Check out our Instagram page, Untranslatable Podcast, and please check out our YouTube channel, Untranslatable Podcast, for our beautiful faces, my beautiful cruise background, and Song of the Pod playlist as well. So check that out. And lastly, please, 5-star reviews on iTunes and Stitcher. Let us know how we can make this podcast better for you. So, as we say here at the Untranslatable Podcast, dziękujemy, muchas gracias, shisha, and do svidania. Spasiba.